Welcome to Om Times TV, a division of Om Times Media and Broadcasting.
Consistently attract soulmate clients. Begin showing up on brand, monetizing on your calling. Welcome all spiritual coaches, leaders, healers, light workers, and practitioners to a show that turns you on in your business and amplifies your magnetism. I'm host, catalyst, and spiritual business coach Rosalyn Fung, and I'm here to journey with you into the juicy and help you discover where the real gaps are. Ignite your mindset and soul with strategies and systems as each episode takes you to the sweet spot that activates your soulgasmic business. Enjoy this light language activation as we begin to magnetize and monetize. Hello, my loves. Welcome to another incredible episode. I'm really excited to have my special guest here with me today. But before we go into that, I just want to have you check in to see how it's been going for you. It's halfway through 2022 as we record this show. And I wanted you to just really tune in to see how it's going for you in your business. I am here to serve and support those of you who are coaches, healers, light workers, soul-led leaders, and you are either maxed out with one-on-one dollars per hours business model and you're wanting to scale with a group program, or you are maxed out with your one-on-one high ticket programs and you're wanting to scale with a group program as well. So if that's you, I invite you to hop on a business soul alignment discovery call with me, and let's see how I can best support you to create that group coaching or healing program, or even your high ticket one-on-one program so that you can scale your business and leverage your time and make more impact-gasms. All right, my love. So today's show is going to be very soulicious. I am so excited to introduce you to one of my new friends that I met, Divinely Guided, of course, on Facebook, and we had a beautiful tea chat over Zoom. And here she is now. This is Teresa Collins, and she is a psychic life and business coach, Reiki master, educator, hypnotherapist. She's taken many courses and certifications. She's like myself, a student of life, and has a huge toolbox to help women step into their light and shine in their life and business. She's assisted thousands over the last decade and has written 2 books on Amazon, designed 2 of her very own oracle decks. I hope that we can jam a little bit more on that, Teresa, and has taught hundreds of courses. She absolutely loves sharing her light on the stage, and even has her own energetic designed clothing line, which also we're going to jam a little bit more about. It's got beautiful designs on these clothing designs, and she believes that creating magic is absolutely vital for each and every one of us, and it is her soul's purpose to show as many as she can. Welcome, Teresa. I'm so glad you're here, love.
Wow, that's kind of hard to sit through, eh?
Thank you. Like, that's me.
Thank you, Rosalyn. I appreciate you so very, very, very much. I love your words. Honestly, what attracted to me is the way you ignite the language. You're just so gasmic. Everything about you speaks power. So absolutely adore that. And thank you so much for that amazing intro. It is kind of hard to listen.
Let's receive it.
Right? Yeah, we're all kind of working through that.
And powerful woman. And I just want to start by saying, like, love your energy. I mean, absolutely. I need to align with the people that come on. Not just anybody can come on my show, as you know. And just like I loved that, like just your beautiful energy and your genuine, deep care. You know, when we got together on our call, just how open you are. Like you have no ego, and I'm just like, I love this woman. I love her, and your story, as well as just you know, really shared some gifts. Like I learned from you on that call. And I know that those who are tuning in are just going to be like, whoa, I didn't know that. Like, I didn't know that you could shift what you taught me was just something around like closing something in the records. And I think it was around
Updating.
Updating. That's right.
Updating.
So
Yeah.
the records.
Yeah, we talked about
What?
updating.
You can update your records? Oh my
Yeah.
God. A little, that small yet huge, impactful moment literally did create such impacts for me. So thank you. And I can't
Thank
wait
you.
to see what else I'm going to get activated with on this show and others.
Ah.
Please do tell us a little bit more about you, how you got to be who you are and do what you do today.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so part of my purpose is activation. So thank you for bringing that up. These small pieces that we put together with the rest of our keys, with the rest of our puzzles, can make a whole difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, I was born psychic. I could see, which was absolutely terrifying. So that I shut that gift down pretty early because I literally seen somebody get hit by a car and leave their body. I know, right? Oh my God. I was so little.
Oh
And
no, when did this
I was
happen?
maybe 4. So I actually
Oh.
seen spirit at that point, and it was like terrifying. I didn't really have anybody that fostered it. So I had imaginary friends from a young age, as most of us did, right? So my parents always thought that they were imaginary friends, but I had quite a few spirits that hooked out with me. And I was okay until I seen something that was a little bit more tragic. So then I just knew spirit.
Yeah.
And fortunately, I went to Catholic school. And so that kind of shut that down a bit. So it wasn't until my kids got really sick, actually, that I was able to open my gifts again. I
Yeah.
won't share too much about that because that is their journey. But I have boys that are both challenged. My oldest is on the spectrum and went in and out of children's hospital for 4 years. And he just kept getting sicker and sicker. And I was kind of called by spirit, divinely guided. I'd like to say gentle, but there was nothing gentle about it. My butt was kicked back into being a healer.
I know the details. Yes, like that was a very powerful story.
There was nothing gentle. And honestly, it's when I found my faith too. And it's funny because I grew up Catholic, but I had a very large separation from God. And it wasn't until my kids were sick and I opened my gifts that I actually found my faith and my connection to spirit source. And really like understood this thing was true. And as I fell into the divine, I was able to help my kids, help hundreds of women, and I literally done over 6,000 healings. And I love to light up this world. And they're all different. This is what I love, right? I love the difference. Everything is always different. So it doesn't matter what we're dealing with. It's always like new and exciting. And the power of possibility is unbelievable.
Absolutely. I just want to also say, like, as you know, I'm tuning into your story and tuning into those who are listening. I can feel that some people can really resonate with the growing up Catholic. I'm also grew up Catholic, even though my parents are atheists. I've talked about this on other episodes too, but they thought it would be safer for me being Catholic schools. And I also didn't feel very connected with God. Like I knew, like there's God, but like to embody the divine of God and just the energy of God also didn't really happen until a few years ago for me. You know, like really claiming my relationship with God, and that opened up more doors spiritually for me. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a whole different dialogue, but
It's a whole thing. And the word God, actually, it did take me years to even be able to say, okay, God. I grabbed creator and source long before. But because of whatever the setup was, we were almost taught to fear it, right? But it's only love. It's all love, babe.
Absolutely.
Love or fear. That's all we got. So
Absolutely. Yes.
hey,
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And so
You're
please
welcome.
continue your story, like these spiritual gifts, and then you start to open them. How did you, like when you first started, maybe let's go a little, like zoom in a little bit. So you realize, your boys were facing some big challenges. And what particularly happened that got you to be like, okay, there's something different, like your gifts came in. How did that happen?
So obviously, not obviously, it's kind of like these spirit heads, right? And I think from the very beginning, I just gave up. So I had put my faith in the medical system, and I kept trying and trying and trying and trying, and doctor upon doctor, expert upon expert.
Yeah.
And it was only when I finally gave up, like literally said, and it sounds so cliche, I give it to God,
Yeah.
that
Wonder.
the teachers showed up, right? And I think my gift was being able to say yes and trust it.
Mm.
Because as soon as I gave up, then the Reiki healer showed up, the right Reiki master. I ended up with three Reiki masters. Also, I had a vibrational teacher. Plus, I had an acupressure teacher. So
All at once, or like
basically
slowly?
all at once, it was absolutely ridiculous. As soon as and so back it up, I actually did not finish school. I had serious problems with being in boxes. Surprise, like most
Yeah.
of us do.
That's
So
so lovely.
education in me was like a serious gap.
Yeah.
So I had gone back to school and done all my things, got my business degree. So when all of these teachers started showing up, it was my husband was like, "What are you doing?" Right? Like, because I'm taking course one course, and I was taking two to three at the same time, and I just became the sponge for the divine, and
Mm.
anything kind of and medical too. Like I was really into quantum, I was really into the science of it, and I just kind of opened this doorway that I was able to absorb as much as I could, and I would just pull pieces from everything to help my kids. And it started really just with helping my kids, because anybody who's a mom knows that our love for our children is greater than anything in the entire world. So the motivation there, I mean, obviously I was given the right kids for the right time to help the right people, because I probably wouldn't have done it if it was just for me.
Mm.
But as soon as I seen something worked, I needed to find more. I needed to find more. I needed to find more, because I knew that that there was a better way. And now that I understand my gifts, I didn't understand them then. I'm actually like a very, very powerful psychic. So part of it was really easy for me, because I not only had the idea that this could help, I knew that it could help. So that was my
Mm.
psychic abilities. So because I'd already kind of seen it happening, I was able to do it. So I was able to kind of fall into it with a little less doubt than most people do. And I
Mhm.
was able to kind of pull on these different pieces faster than most. So now, kind of understanding who I am now, I can see how that led to the greatness at the time, right?
Mm.
Makes sense.
That's so beautiful. And
Thank you.
so all of these the teachers came right in. You were like soaking it up like a sponge.
It was
And
incredible.
how did you put yourself out there?
So what was the first thing to put myself out there? I actually became an assistant of a medium.
Mm.
So of being of service, I decided to help somebody. And once I started helping her, she kind of opened a whole new doorway for me. So that
Wow.
was my first,
Brilliant.
yeah. Yeah.
What, so
I,
it was kind of like you were an apprentice.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. 100% I was an apprentice. Yeah. Good call. I like that.
And so tell us like what you rolled out first in terms of your
Reiki.
services. It was
Yeah.
Reiki. Okay.
Yeah. It was Reiki for sure. And the funniest thing is I had self-taught myself a lot of things. I was
Mhm.
quite pissed off I couldn't teach myself Reiki. I was like, what do you mean I have to get an attunement from somebody else? So once I gave that up and actually was like, fine, I'll go see somebody, I actually found a really fantastic teacher who taught me a lot of really cool things. So yeah, that
Mm.
whole idea that we want to do it on our own, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so some of you, the audience that might be tuning in, we've heard what Reiki is, but if somebody doesn't really know what that is, can you define it? And I know every practitioner, every reader is very different. So please share how you like to deliver your services.
Yeah, and honestly, my Reiki is very, very different. Like I said, from
Right.
right from the beginning, I learned from different masters.
Yeah.
I literally tapped into the energy of Reiki because I'm a channel.
Yes.
So I was able to see the pure spirit of it. So
Mm.
right from the very beginning, so my teacher, right from the beginning, she's like, "You're going to teach this," and I'm like, "I'm not going to teach this." That day, I went home and I got my own symbol from spirit. And they're
Wow.
like, "Yeah, you're gonna teach us." Remembering that I had not really fallen into my gifts, I really thought that I was crazy at this point. I was just doing this to help my children, and now I'm seeing symbols. Okay, so that doesn't really feel like that's possible. And my first symbol was a seven-pointed star.
Wow.
So
And did
my
you see it
guides,
like
my
in your third eye? Did you see it with your
inside my mind, but clear as day. Every time I closed my eyes, I kept seeing it. Every time
Wow.
I go, like it was like I couldn't get away from it. So
Right.
I was like, okay, so I'm losing my mind a little bit, which makes sense. And then I go out on my driveway and I look down and there is a copper seven-pointed star.
Wow.
Legit, legit in the reality, like legit. I was like, oh
You can't make
crap.
this shit up. What the
What
heck?
is like I was like at that point I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on, but something is happening, right? And I still have it, obviously. But yeah, so right from the beginning, I was given like these huge confirmations, super strong. I couldn't escape them if I wanted to.
No.
And then they like literally put it in the physical. I was like,
You
great.
look, I just love when spirit does that. It's like, oh, you think you're crazy? Oh, you don't like, okay, let me just put it right here for you.
Yeah.
Is anyone else seeing this? Is anyone? That is incredible. And so then you went on to teach Reiki.
I did. Yeah. Kicking and screaming, to be honest. Kicking and screaming. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
So
I
my
want
guys
to
are really
know
persistent.
how you teach it your own way. So tell us,
Yeah.
is this something you still offer? And how do you teach Reiki? You know, compare it to the, we'll say, quote unquote, traditional way.
Right. So traditional way is something called Yusui, which is very martial arts style. It's very strict. It's very do it this way, which is fantastic. So I do take a basis of that because I believe in ceremony and ritual. I think that's amazing. But then I tap into another side. One of my Reiki guides is Kuan Yin, and she is super like caring and loving and the divine feminine. And she's very like, she's kind of like the opposite of the traditional. So she brings in that.
The goddess of well, she's self-compassion,
Yes.
and she's like the female version of Buddha.
Yes, absolutely. So we have the masculine, which is really good, and then we have the feminine. So I bring in that mastering kind of idea of traditional, and then also taking care of yourself, that love, compassion. You first. So my style of Reiki takes the practitioner as the first priority, and then I bring in elemental as well because I'm a witch. So I do earth magic. So I bring in all the elements into the practice I teach people. So, and the nice thing about that is that kind of transcends time because elements have been here since the dinosaurs. So some of the things that we are taught are like kind of somebody's opinion. So when we bring in the elementals as well, it kind of gives us that core, something to grab into, the real solid foundations. And then so it's just a combination of elemental, basically Kuan Yin and Usui, and prioritizing the healer.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's really profound. And so you do offer this still?
Yeah, absolutely. And I have a self-study program now as well,
Oh,
which I just developed because I really believe everyone should have level one, at least level one, because it's all about self-care. It teaches you how to boost your own immunity, teaches how to use universal energy instead of your own, and it teaches you how to care for yourself every day
oh my gosh, that's
and
phenomenal.
protect.
Phenomenal. And so, of course, we're going to have your website on the show notes where people can access it. If you're watching here, you'll also see Teresa's handle as well. But if you're listening, it's blended-spirit.com is where you can go. So then with this, level one, that's amazing because you've made it global. If people can take that. And I agree with you. Like, I'm also Usuri master and just like that. level of self-care, that level of connection to self is so profound and so important as part of our soul's growth, right? And just like, I mean, how many of us on this earth don't, especially women, don't take care of themselves? They put everyone else before themselves, and then they're
Yeah.
burns out.
Well, and I call it sacred self-care because it's
I
not
love
like you go to get your pedicure. It's not like you
it.
read a book. I mean, those are all great things. But when you're doing a self-care Reiki session, you're literally tuning into your soul.
Yeah.
And you're doing it, and it doesn't matter if it's honestly 15 minutes or 2 hours. It's that actual like putting yourself as priority. So right now, in this moment, I love myself enough to bring spirit in. I love myself enough to focus on me. And what comes through it is amazing. Like I deal with
Mhm.
people and I give them Reiki sessions every 2 weeks. But as soon as I teach them how to do an everyday one, their world just explodes,
Yeah.
right? The
Yeah.
the just that little 15 minutes in the morning can just make a huge difference.
Oh, absolutely. And there's different ways to do that. I even notice because I always wake up early too, and the first thing I do is meditate. And I've noticed how I'll say like my meditation, because I meditate and then I work out. And I've been noticing my meditations have been um, taking longer because I don't want to get out of the Akashic records. So for me, I'm accessing that, and I just want to
Yeah.
sit in there and stay in and keep feeling into the messages coming through. And I'm like, dang, I'm running out of time to work out. I gotta go get my kids ready. But you know, my whole point of this is it's important to put ourselves first, and I love that you have a program that supports others to absolutely move into that sacred self-care.
I love
So
that you check in first. Like checking in with yourself is so important every day.
every
Like
day. Yeah.
before the rest of the world can get in there, it's so important to check in. Whether you do a meditation or self-care or even just ask, what do I need to know today?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I always love to preach that the most, because so many of us wake up, we look at our phone, right? And we
Yeah.
or turn on the news, or there's so many people that do this. We're already reacting to the world. And so we're in reaction mode, and our bodies are reacting to other people already. And
Yeah.
so, and even if it wasn't negative stuff, it was like positive things, you know, I think like we're still going out of relationship with ourselves, where the relationship with ourselves, besides the one with divine, is the most important relationship to be in. First, to me, it sets the tone of the day.
Yeah.
How am I doing?
Yeah.
What do I need for myself today? What do I want for myself today? And into, was that a cat?
It's my dog. She's got two toys at my feet now. She's like, I want to
Oh,
play.
oh,
She's loves this energy.
preach, sister, preach.
And I'm trying to like, no, Dad.
I love it. I love it. I love how your dog just came in. He's like, yeah.
Let's just play. It'll be fun.
But yeah, just that importance. And I love that you're teaching that as well. That's such an important message to move into sacred self-care.
Yeah, it's kind of one of the main thing I work with my clients. I love starting a day, but also I'll work with how can people do it at night too before they go to bed? Because like you say, we're always reacting, right? So, and we came with all the answers. Everything that you need to do in your life is inside you. You got the blueprint. I help
Hold
people
on.
on
I
that.
need to do that, like zooming in, and audience, did you hear this, my loves? Okay. We came into this world with the blueprint of everything that we need.
Yeah,
Now
everything you need. That's the cool thing because everybody has their own puzzle, right? So everything that I need is in me. All I need to do is learn to access it and release the blocks and the crap and the fear and all the like the crap that we've put on it. Not just this life, but many other lives, right? So we've come with this blueprint, but we've also come with the trauma. So some of it is releasing the trauma so we can see what's underneath it as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And is that where your hypnotherapy skills come in as well?
Yeah. So a lot of the funny thing about my practice is I actually work on all 5 levels. So I work with you physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and energetically. So thanks. Yeah, and it's thorough. So part of the reason I have added so many things in my toolbox is because there was something missing. So one of the reasons I learned hypnotherapy is because all my clients were dealing with subconscious beliefs, programming. We'd work on the energy, we'd get rid of it, we'd create this plan, and they come back with the same bullshit. So I was like, what am I missing? So I became a master in hypnosis because I wanted to understand the subconscious programming that was happening behind it. And through that, that's when I learned to really access past lives and understanding that it's not just now, it's something else that we've been taking through over and over again. So I'll be talking to somebody normally and I'll just pop them in a trance, and then we'll be able to pull something out and they're like, oh, well, where did that come from? Right. And it's like, it's very, very cool because it doesn't have to be all super official and you don't have to sit there and like buck like a chicken. I'm just able to help you like take out the subconscious programming and look at it. And then once we look at it, we shift it. So the thing with quantum is as soon as you look at something, you change it, you collapse it.
That is so powerful. Can
That
you,
was a lot.
because I know that there's some, our beautiful listeners are like, you hear about quantum, you hear about collapsing time, and you hear about like, okay, like that's in the 3D world, that's a hard concept to understand, and then to have it actually in the experience that. So can you break that down a little bit more?
Yeah, and so there's something called split theory. So basically what happened is they put a beam of light through like a series of patterns and it behaved one way. Now, then they took that same beam of light and they witnessed it. They had something that was recording it. And when they recorded it, the beam of light changed. So what we learned is when we view light, we can shift the way it behaves. So when I'm talking about collapsing patterns, when I take somebody into their programming and I look at it with them, we shift the way it behaves.
So do you have, I'm going to totally put you on spot, but can you think of a client, perhaps that, you know, you helped them specifically with a certain belief that was holding them back, and then
Every day.
Okay, perfect.
Every day.
So that we can do more of a tangible.
Yeah. So part of the challenge where people like they've done the work, but they can't heal it is because they haven't got to the core of it. So a lot of the times what I can bring out with their subconscious is we can actually get to the core of something. So maybe you think it's a self-worth issue, which is amazing. And you've been doing all this work on self-worth, but for some reason it keeps coming up. What we do in my sessions is we'll look at it and we'll talk it down, we'll dig it out, and we usually find out it's something like abandonment. And as soon as you realize you're actually feeling abandoned, then we can look at it, shift it, understand that it's not occurring anymore. That was something that happened in the past. And then you can actually heal the self-worth.
Yes. Yeah. You know what? And I want to just like anchor this in. That's such a common thing I also see as well. So
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, yeah, I know it's a self-worth thing, but like if we go even deeper, it's what's that? Like oftentimes it's an attachment related to attachments, right? And the attachment is avoidance attachment or feeling abandoned.
Yeah.
And not feeling worthy to be loved or not feeling worthy to have what we want.
Yeah. And I think the most vital thing about having a coach is that's uncomfortable stuff. That's hard to do on your own, right?
It's
Like,
almost impossible because you're working with the subconscious.
yeah. And so you've already been fooling yourself for years, right?
Yeah.
You've done this, you've thought of this all your time. So part of my gift comes in where I'm like, hold on, wait, what did you just say off the hand? What did you just say behind the scenes? What was that weird comment? What was the energy in that word?
Yeah.
Because I speak energy, I can catch what a different word might be. And people will say a whole sentence, but something will stand out to me. And I'm like, okay, well, let's delve deeper into this. And once we start delving, then it's like, oh shit, now I see it. Oh shoot, now I see it. I just swear with my clients.
Which is magic. This is exactly why I love working with coaches. And that's like, I get it because it's just like, when you're in your own stuff, you can't see the forest from the trees. You are always in your same patterns until you are made aware. And as a coach, you're holding space to go, okay, I can hear what you're not saying.
Yeah.
And what needs to come out and what needs explored and zoomed in. I love that. That's so powerful.
And I have my own coaches to do it for me too, because I believe healers need healers too, right? Especially at this level, I have massive coaches to help me out because
I make it no secret that I love investing as well. I think it's really important. Beautiful. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a pause And when we come back, we're going to just really like jam a little bit more about, like, Teresa, you're so magical. And then you decide to like branch out more with a clothing line and just like different aspects of your business. And just, I want to hear more about how, you decided to branch out more. So
Perfect.
Om Times TV. Imagine becoming a super influencer. Reinvent yourself, invest in your brand, and then manifest your success with a robust spheric approach. Om Times Media and Broadcasting offers a unique and multifaceted way to become the spiritual and conscious influencer you deserve to be by putting your message across our powerful platform with its proven record of integrity and excellence. Through our produced shows, Om Times offers the opportunity to become a social media TV personality, a radio show host, an Om Times magazine columnist, and a syndicated podcaster, all in one shot. By live streaming your show on Om Times TV and broadcasting it across the extensive Om Times radio and TV networks, you become more than a host. You become an ambassador and a force for positive change. Om Times. Open yourself to the possibilities.
are you feeling maxed out working one-on-one with clients and you're deeply desiring to scale your business for more time freedom without sacrificing your income, but rather expanding it? Many of my clients who are light workers, healers, practitioners, and even coaches, they're often multi-modality, are coming to me because they are sick and tired of working with clients on a one-off session model where the clients are coming in on an as-need basis. Or if they're selling packages, they are selling them in the sense of buy 5, get 1 free, or the greater the number of sessions, the greater the discount. The problem with this is it's still a dollar for hours business model. And so that leaves the practitioner feeling really exhausted and overwhelmed from having to put so much time, effort, and energy in finding new clients that they're not operating in their most elevated self with their current clients. And so if this is you, I would love to share with you that it's time to elevate your business and scale it to sell high ticket one-on-one programs or even group programs. This will allow you to have more deeper impacts because you're raising your clients' results, you're scaling your business, and you're having that time freedom you deeply are yearning for. If this is resonating with you, love, I'd love to invite you to come on a soul business alignment call with me so that you can stop feeling like you're on this roller coaster ride and start to feel safe and stable and even having fun in your business and your finances. Please go to electrifymybusiness.com to apply and we'll hop on a call. I can't wait to connect.
If I could be you and you could be me for just 1 hour, if we could find a way to get inside each other's minds, walk a mile in my shoes, walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse, walk a mile in my shoes.
All right, welcome back, my loves. So, Teresa, could you share a little bit more about, what are some common FAQs that you get before somebody works with you, or what are some common things that you love to work with in terms of who comes to see you?
Okay. Thank you for asking. I love to work with women. And a lot of the women I work with have experienced trauma. Most of them are female business owners.
Yeah.
So they're working on self-worth, they're working on self-sabotage, they're working on inner critics.
Yeah.
My main language is energy. I absolutely adore energy. So, in my humble opinion, energy is everything right now. And it's something I've spoken for a dozen years, but now everybody else is getting it. So it's like, yes.
Yeah.
So I really help my clients lift their vibe to step into their alignment, to their allowance, to their ease. So I work with a lot of people that are done with the struggle, done with the suffering,
Yeah.
but don't know how. They don't know how to get out of it.
Mm.
So my main thing is to help people stop the suffering and most of them enjoying their life, because I work with a lot of very successful women and on paper they have everything,
Yeah.
but they're still missing pieces,
Yeah.
right? They don't feel fulfilled, they don't feel impactful, or they just don't even know why. They don't know why they're off, something's missing, and we can delve in and figure out what it is.
I love that. And so what's the process look like in working with you?
So we do a lot of one-on-one. I have private mentorship. I also have 30 courses. So whether you're a healer, you're looking to be Reiki, I have business courses. I also have activations. So if you're looking to activate your psychic gifts, I'm working on a psychic development self-study as well.
Love
But I activate a lot of gifts. So I have a lot of clients that are like, I know I have these gifts, or maybe I've tapped into them, or it's something that I've kind of always known I've had. And so I give them the solid steps to start using their gifts, because so many women, and I know, I'm sure that it's like not everyone in the world, but everyone who finds me has this amazing psychic ability. And like we talked about earlier, I just give a little piece to start tweaking it. Maybe they've done a bunch of programs, but they don't know how to actually start embodying them. So I'll help people really embody what they've
That is
already
so
learned.
important.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds so juicy and yummy. And so, so as they're supporting them and opening up and activating some of their gifts, and perhaps we can do a little bit of a meditation as a sampler, if that's
Would love
okay,
it.
in our show here today. How so then what happens, maybe you can talk about a client's case study if you're open to that, but just to make it a little bit more tangible, because I know there's some people who are leaning in like, okay, I'm liking, I'm loving Teresa's vibe, I'm loving what she's saying, and I know people are very much about tangibles. So could you tell us a little bit about one of your favorite clients that you work with, that you've walked them through a journey?
Yeah, I have a lot of favorite clients. I kind of adore them all in different
Yeah,
ways.
me
A
too.
typical session though would be kind of getting to know me. As soon as we connect, I can see, right? Like as soon as you're like, you
Yeah,
and I are together, when you and I went for tea, it was like, okay, I can see the connection. I can see how I can help you, how you can help me,
yeah,
how we can connect. So often something will show up with like kind of like an interview. You'll have a 15-minute talk. Then we'll do like our first discovery session where we tap into cords. Cords are a major thing. I love right off the bat to help people cut the cords, clear the blocks, so that we can start getting you into your own energy, which is really, really important. And then from there, we start activating. So once we clear things, then we can start allowing things to grow, right?
yeah.
So we start planting seeds, whether it's in your heart for a soulmate, whether it's in your worth for abundance, whether it's in your whole idea for activation of psychic gifts. We start working with planting seeds. So we clear, then we plant, and then we grow. And the greatest thing about that is there's no limit to the growth. So we start with one thing, and before you know it, very, very little time, we're in an explosion. So I tell people, give me 3 months, and you will not even recognize it, right? So it doesn't matter where you are, the transformation is my jam. So I love to transform. I love, if the hotter the mess, the better the transformation, the happier I am.
Right? Yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so juicy. Thank you for sharing that. And then tell us, how did this clothing line come about?
So again, I work with a lot of female entrepreneurs. So every day you step into the energy. So I'm a self-taught artist. So I started, one of my biggest fears was painting. My mom is a phenomenal artist. And I had this like kind of idea, I can never show up. I can never do it like her. So last November in 2021, I taught myself how to paint. And the sunflower is actually one of my paintings there. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you so very much. And I really fell in love. I fell in love with the idea of creating my own, of having something in my mind and putting it on canvas. And my clients really liked it too, but I'm kind of selfish and I don't want to sell any of my art. So I started creating the clothing line. And the clients that I have that wear it, they do it almost strategically. So they'll get up and they'll wear their fire dress. They'll get up and they'll wear their elemental growth dress. They'll get
Yeah.
up and they'll wear. So they use, because everything that we do in a day is intentional. So when you get up and intentionally put something on, I intentionally put these glasses on for growth, for heart,
I
for
love it.
healing. Thank you.
Love it.
Then it just kind of sets the stage for the whole day. And when you're
Mm.
physically wearing it, you're literally wearing the energy of what you're producing.
I
And we
love
do it every day, all the time. So I just
Mhm.
started doing it intentionally.
Just like I put on my Wonder Woman star headband.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
know
Right?
it's
You're like a Wonder Woman.
woman, so I'm like, yeah, that's so Wonder
Yeah.
Woman-ish.
So it's this physical representation that we can literally drape ourselves in. We can wrap ourselves in. We can
Oh.
literally put on our power clothing
Mm.
to start launching ourselves into the world.
And I love your clothing. I was looking at the pieces, and literally each piece is of certain elements, like you said, fire, air, earth. It's just so beautiful. So, and then people can see your clothing line also on the same website link.
Yeah, on the website, everything's there.
Beautiful, so
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, like so many creations, so many beautiful things, and I want to acknowledge you because Teresa, there are so many people who, like you just shared, you were thinking, okay, I'm not as good as my mom when it comes to painting, and you didn't let yourself stay there in that limiting belief, and you went, well, let's just do this and break and bust that belief and just go and create, and then you go and create a clothing line. Like, wow.
See the fear and do it anyways, is what I say.
Sorry, say that again.
Yeah, see the fear and do it anyways. So the things that really scare me are usually the most terrifying and turn out to be the most successful. Like I was terrified to come on with you. I was like, oh my God, this is like what I want to be when I grows up.
I squawked at that. Like, what?
Oh, totally.
I love that we're having this conversation, and it's going to be creating ripple effects and creating new leads for you, and just like so much inspiration for others to go, okay, she can do it, and she's still showing her pants and she's showing up. Like, I can do that. I can do
Absolutely.
that. And I think like total also, like I'm not afraid to also admit that too. There are things that I put out there in the world, and I'm like, oh, is this gonna work? Is this gonna work? And it's like, well, I don't know. The answer is always no if I don't try, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And I feel like, Teresa, again, I want to acknowledge you because it's like, feel the fear and do it anyway. And you're a living testimony of that. And just seeing the beautiful activations that you do with your clients and the ripple effects, because then they go back into their lives and their roles as maybe mothers, as women in their business, as leaders, so much more empowered in relationship, calling in like more powerful romantic relationships. Perhaps maybe it's like their health. So there's so much ripple effects that happen.
And I'll hold your hand through the whole thing. Honestly, most of us just really need that support system, not just to tell us when we're failing, but also when we're succeeding.
1,000%.
Some of my clients will share with me that as soon as I got in the car on the way to my appointment, I was starting to think of all the things I was going to tell you this week. I was going to tell you all the good things that I was doing. And so not only like are we tackling the bad, we're also anchoring the good. Because as soon as she comes here, she's going to tell me all the amazing things she's done. I'm going to celebrate it with her, and we're going to shout this to the universe. And now energetically, this becomes not just a moment in time of celebration, but like it magnifies it, because as soon as she's telling me she's more excited, I'm more excited, and we're like shouting this out to the universe, saying this is what she really wants. Every time we do this, the universe can then co-create with her and say, oh wait, she really likes that. Let's send more. Right? I would say that meeting with me is not just meeting with me, it's meeting with your whole guides. It's your whole team, it's the whole universe, because everything that we talk about here is so direct. Like, I can't tell you how many times my clients and I have talked about something. They've gone to the car and their husband has texted them saying, honey, I'm sorry, or I'm having a great mood, or now I've made this decision. And we just in that session, not even 10 minutes before that, cleared the energy. So as soon as you clear the energy, this immediate ripple effect keeps happening. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
It is amazing. Like it just shows up. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I love when that stuff happens for me and for my clients too. Like it's just like, thank you. This magic is every magic is always here every day. It's here
Yes.
every single day.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So thank you so much, Teresa. What we're gonna do, of course, all of you who are like, yeah, I need to get to know Teresa more. I want to get on a call with her, see what kind of magic I can co-create with her. You can go visit Teresa on her website and book in www.blended-spirit.com. Where on social media do you hang out so people can follow you there?
I'm mainly on Facebook. You can also find me on Instagram. We did do a freebie, free card for everybody, a free channel. So I think you were going to share the link. So if they get that link, then they can actually have a free 15-minute channel with me and see how I can help them.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And then I would these are my deck of cards. This is the one that I designed.
Yes,
So I actually
please.
did
This is
two.
your time now. So this is the meditation time. You do whatever you want to do and just cue me in for the light language.
We're going to do both. So these are the two decks that I've created. I don't know if you can see that one. It doesn't
Move
want to
it
come on.
over.
Good, there
Yes,
you
there we go.
go. So Spirit Slap.
Love
Because
it.
the one thing about me is I'm going to give it to you straight. I don't fluff things. I say it with love and kindness,
Love
but
it.
I will call you on your bullshit so fast that you just don't even know what happens.
That's a
And then we'll
great
get to the good stuff.
teacher right there.
And the card that I pulled for us all today is growth.
Oh my God.
So
Closer?
we're going to do a meditation based on the growth. And I also do feel like a lot of your clients need, or the watchers, the viewers that are watching today, they're going to need a little bit of heart healing. So I feel like they're going through a little bit of heart challenges right now, whether it's like, it's a vulnerability actually. So if you're watching this and this relates to you, great. If it doesn't, that's fine. But I do see that the majority of the viewers right now, they need to be allowed to feel safe to be vulnerable, to be able to show up a bit. They've had some heart healings in the past. But this will kind of be like a little bit next level for them. So as we were talking about the growing and the healing and the sacred space of the heart, are you tapping into this, Rosalyn? So let's just kind of let's just feel into this whole energy. Let's welcome in the guides of the highest vibration, greatest intention, and divine love to assist in this healing today. As whoever needs it just simply aligns and allows with ease. And as you do, just allow yourself to sit with your feet flat on the floor and just breathe. So we're just going to start with the breath. And as we just breathe out, we're going to just kind of unpack. We're going to unpack all that to-do list. We're going to just unpack all those woulda, coulda, shouldas. And let's just put that stuff to the side. We're just going to allow ourselves to just unpack today. Unpack our day, unpack our week, unpack our month. Just let that stress and strain just roll off those shoulders. And just do it simply with the breath. For where you are is exactly perfect at this moment. Is divine and aligned. And as you do, I'm going to call in my healer guides to assist you so that you feel that you're in this beautiful bubble of protection. And I'd like you to feel my love and my energy and my source and my growth in the highest power for you. And you'll get exactly what you need out of this today. So it'll be gentle and easy. And I'm going to intend that these effects easily grow for you. So find yourself just unfolding like a flower of light. And long after the session is done, you'll feel this beautiful image as you learn to grow. As we plant the seeds, we're going to plant this beautiful seed, allowing you to feel safe, to be vulnerable, to show yourself, to be in your truth with light, with love. And as you do, just feel that spark, that seed. And we're going to start it actually in our heart today. We're just going to allow that seed to take root. And as we do, feel it so strong. And let's clear the energy, clear the body, clear the system. Let's start with doing our chakras. We're going to envision a beautiful golden light starting at the top of your head. And as it does, it comes through. Oh, And it feels so good. It's like honey. It's going to just pour over you. This beautiful sweetness today. For the sweetness of life is all around us. We've been kind of stuck in this survivor mode. And I'm just going to allow you to put that down today. You're just going to allow yourself to be in this moment of sweetness. Feel yourself embraced by the support, by the love, by this beautiful golden glow as it comes down your head and into your forehead, your third eye. Activating that beautiful third eye. For this is how we allow our abundance, our imagination, our opportunities. And as it soothes down into your throat chakra, feel that soothing feeling as you're allowed to easily speak your truth with light, with love. As you're allowed, I'm going to give you the permission today, the allowance to be you with love, with light. And feel this beautiful golden glow into your heart, giving that seed that we've planted some nurturing, some love. Opening that heart chakra, not only the front, but also the back, allowing you to receive exactly what you need at this moment from divine source, from divine creation. Opening those lungs, for the breath is everything. It is life. Allowing you to breathe deeply. As we pause here just for a second, just let it soak in. And allowing yourself to be vulnerable does not mean that you're not protected. For as we do this, we're going to supercharge your protections, allowing only the light, only the goodness, only the amazingness to come through your life. All negativity just float away, just beams off. As you allow yourself to receive the goodness, the sweetness in this life. And feel this beautiful honey down into your core, to your solar plex, into the solar system that is you, as you ignite your energy in your universe, in your light, in your love. For it is your world, your reality. Your thoughts and feelings dictate this reality. And as we allow this beautiful energy of ignition coming down into your sacral chakra, igniting your goddess, your creativity, your ability to feel pleasure, to really know that you've come here to deserve this, your worth, igniting your worthiness, your value. And releasing all ancestral trauma right now. Just letting these layers fall away. Just letting yourself step into this as we come down into the root, the seed, the soul. Welcoming in our soul. Allowing it to lead us forward as we go through after these days, after these weeks, after these months. And feeling this beautiful honey energy coming down both your legs, down the soles of your feet into Mother Earth. For they call the soles of our feet for a reason, as we can connect deeply to her. To feel grounded, to feel safe, to know that she is our mother and can support us no matter where we are, at any time and in any space. And we invite in Rosalyn now to join us in the light language to activate and fully complete this healing.
Breathing in. Sera ko senda kia morako sinera ki asniera kora tinera kia. Soroku warakia sena kia soroku tinera kia ki asnera kia morako tinera ko. Sarakor sinera kia soroku tinera kia sarakor tinera kia morako warakia maraki asnera kia morako tinera kora tia. Breathing in.
Settling, aligning, allowing, feeling those goosebumps from head to toe as we know that something great has happened today, as we have truly ignited something in this beautiful connection completion.
Beautiful breathing in.
And as we take a big, deep breath in, anchoring this healing, we seal it with light and love, we seal it with light and love, we seal it with light and love. Allow yourself to simply come back into the space, into the here and now. Gently open your eyes when you're ready and come back into this timeline.
And take your time to do so. That was very powerful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining me. That was lovely to work together in that space.
That was fun, wasn't it? It was fun.
Yeah. There's some depth there, baby.
There so is. And this was just a little sample. We'd love to hear from you, my loves, how this meditation, this activation supported you, what sensations came through in your body. There's no right or wrong, by the way. Some of you might feel lighter energy. You might feel tears behind your eyes. You might feel like a remembering, like a familiarity that you're home. Some of you who this might be new to might feel, what the heck was that? That's okay.
Yeah, and it is very gentle. So my intention is always gentle. Again, I say it'll open up in days and weeks and months. And we simply started a seed today. So let us share it, not only today, but please share further on if you notice later on something that activated.
Yeah,
and be like, oh, I remember when she did that. I remember when we tapped in there. That was pretty amazing.
Yes, absolutely. You can share in the comments, or if you'd like, if it's a little bit more private, feel free to DM Teresa. I'll spell out her name, Teresa Collins. You can write her on Facebook or email her. I'm sure that's on your website, right?
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
All the ways to reach me. Please reach me. Call me, text me, email me. We'll do other things. Just come on out. This was so amazing. Thank you, my friend. I really appreciate being a guest on your show. And this was the 111th show. We didn't even
Yes, I forgot to announce in the beginning, but yes, this is 111th, and that was consciously carved out to be the show for Teresa to be here. So,
but to celebrate you as well, sweetie, that's 111 guests that you've had, 111 impacts. Like, yes. Thank you for sharing your light with everyone.
It's so fun to have the show, and it's so impactful. I just love it. Thank you, love. Thank you, my loves, for tuning in. Until next time, have a soulgasmic day.